Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Grove. My name is Hawk, and today I get to announce that the lobby is finally done. I've made sure to do any edits to the code that I wanted to. Everyone's map is in place, so it is ready for running. Once we get the server up and running, once we get that working, then we will have it up. But the actual map part, it is done. So yay! So quick run through. First off, you will drop into here, which is the new player room. Uh, wanted I will double check to make sure the spawn is this, but the game start room is where you start the game. So this is called the entrance room, and then this is the game start room. There will be murder mystery eventually. I just don't have the time to code it right now, but I did do some background work on the data pack so that when I do end up doing murder mystery, it'll be easier to implement. So even though it's just stone tag for right now, murder mystery, I did do some prep work for that. And of course the start button, and you do have the win scores and the both on the side and in chat. And I do have summon stranded players to the lobby, which is basically when if you have somebody who logs out in the middle of a round, they can be quickly summoned back to the lobby in case they don't, in case they need to be. So there's that. Then we have the role select room, which has the randomized teams as well as the reset teams. And then you also have the different roles. So you have the hunter, you have the runner, you have player, which is technically a new role, actually. So this is going to be the role where you're actively trying to play whatever game's going on. And so you're just continually being funneled. And at the end of the round, those who are playing, they will automatically be put to the player role. The lobby role still does exist. It's over here. And the lobby role is basically, I'm not AFK, but I don't really want to play right now for insert reason here. Maybe just needs a small break, maybe doesn't want to be playing the specific map, or maybe just wants to talk to someone else in the lobby. That's the role they can choose. And then of course we still do have our AFK in lobby role because it still felt it necessary to have. And then you also have the spectators role as well. So there's that. And of course, the game settings room. So first off, you have your timers. So you have during the round, you have add a minute or remove a minute. And then for the countdown, so this is for the hunters are released in freeze tag. And then in murder mystery, it will be the countdown for when the murderer has their weapon. And I just realized there's an issue right here, but I can easily fix that once we get that. I mean, at least it's in a pattern. But anyway, on the other wall, you have the hunter add and remove. So you can either add a hunter or you can remove a hunter. It's not changing on the side, so that's concerning, but I found a bug. I have found a bug. Of course I have. One moment, please. Okay, so I actually don't think I found a bug. It's just because I'm the only one in the lobby right now, so this should still work, but if you can test, if somebody wants to test it on the actual server, that'd be great. And then you do have your teams and settings sidebars. And then, of course, you have the reset game to default, which will just reset all the settings. And then in case you want to just go back to the default. And then you also have a new thing, newer feature, which I believe Ron suggested, which you can add game rounds. So after a game ends, there'll be a countdown, a brief break that's like about a minute long, and then you'll automatically get into another game. Originally it was only going to be like 1 second to the next game, but Roman pointed out that if someone doesn't want to play that specific map, they need more time to just exit out of the player pool. So it's a minute now, and there is a cooldown when that happens, so you can either change the map or just leave the player pool when during the time period between them. So, yee. Okay, and of course, we do have the map selection room, kind of the reason that this which was kind of the reason that this whole entire lobby was created, because the other map was going to get very big very quickly. People made maps. So I ended up designing this so we could have better control over the map selection, sort of, and so we could eliminate the size restriction on the maps itself. So we do have the booth map, which is the mansion map. You have the climate change map by Medi. You have the magical tree map made by T-Dog. You have the caves map by Silo. You have Five Nights at Campcraft, which was designed by Mr. Cat and Ash, and it was built with some help from Ron and Welly as well. And then you have Cyberpunk City, which is a newer map, which no one has really seen other than 3 people: me and the 2 builders, which were Binto and Roman. So yeah, so we have a 6th map now. So the first 4, the booth, caves, climate change, and tree, those were the original ones from the previous lobby. And then people have been working hard, so we have Five Nights at Campcraft and Cyberpunk City, which will be the 2 main new maps in the next in the which will be in this new lobby, so that's exciting. But of course, we do have space for more, as you can see back there, and there's more than 1 floor, so we do have room to expand. But of course, we also have these lovely, like, map teasers. So these are our little teaser cubbies for each map, so you can sort of get an idea of, oh, this is the map that I was thinking of when you look at a specific cubby. So this is the one for booth. And if you want to select a map when you realize which one it is, you do have a button. So I just figured that would help make things easy instead of trying to go all the way back to here. And so you have one for the climate change map, you have one for the magical tree map, you have one for Silo's caves map, and then you have one for Five Nights at Freddy's. And in the newer one, you also have one for the Cyberpunk City. So, and oh, and one final one. You have one for, it's not running right now, hold on. Now, this whole map thing was actually got inspiration from one of Ron's builds, which was this thing, which is a design for the Skeld. The Skeld hopefully will be a map at some point. It isn't right now, but Ron created this lovely little cubby idea, and with an animation. Originally, it was just a spaceship in the middle, but he wanted to animate it, so here we are. And because of the size, I'm like, oh, I can easily just yoink this and use it as like an idea for a mall, sort of. So this is Ron's idea, and he worked to make sure that it could animate, and it's really cool. So I wanted to show it off. So that's Ron Volley's. And we do have teleporters, so you can either go back to the settings area, or you can go to the different floors. You have teleporters here to the different floors, so you can do that. And so you can really get back to where you want, although you could also just ride the water or go up the stairs if you want. But we also have a hall of helpers. So down here, you have a hall of just everyone who's helped on the project, and then along with what they specifically did. So the booth map is basically just this map that we used for camp, like cubed, when I was setting stuff up for that. And so here are all the people who helped. For example, Mr. Cat was the one who designed the roof. Glomer did the terrain on the original map, and then I just sort of expanded it out of that. And then Ash and Turtle helped with some other details. And then you have me who booth map, I did the data pack coding, and then I of course set up the two lobbies. And of course, you also have a mystery person, because my boyfriend helped with some of the design for the ceilings and stuff, as well as designing the staircase. So, but he wanted me to hide his head, so his head is somewhere. I'm not gonna tell you where it is. You also have the Medi, yeah, Silo, T Dog, then the team for Five Nights at Campcraft map, as well as the Cyberpunk City map. And of course, this can go on further. And we do have an area just highlighting some of the people who helped with the second version of the lobby. So Mr. Cat, Ron, Silo, Bento, and Vale. So, because we like crediting people here, we like to show who did what and give proper credit to where it's due. And I think that's all for the new lobby. There are some, yeah, because most of it is like background work. I haven't figured out how to solve the pumpkin thing, so you're still not going to be able to have pumpkin heads. You get the noise, but you don't actually have the pumpkin head. Haven't fixed that yet. Haven't figured out how to get that to work, so that's not going to be a thing. But everything is ready to use, and Medi does have the world file for when he's able to set it up. So yeah, hope that'll be all for now, I guess. So hope you have a good day, night, whatever time it is for you, and I hope you enjoy the upgraded lobby. Bye. Oh, probably shouldn't have done that. What did I destroy? Anyway, bye. Figured out what I destroyed.